Hello, welcome to another edition of AM Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and today we sit down and have a nice chat with Ray T. Burge because the Quincy Boy Scouts breakfast is back in person this year. Ray, how are you?
Fantastic. Great to see you, Joe.
Yeah, good to see you as well.
Yeah, good to be in person with you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Not only the breakfast in person, but seeing each other
Just
in person.
in general. Yeah, it's always great.
It's been a couple of years, right, since the breakfast has
It has.
Yeah.
It has. And it's been interesting that there's a pent-up demand. You know, people have been asking.
Is that right?
Is the breakfast coming back? Is the breakfast coming back? It's such a feel-good event, and I think it just lifts the entire community. So,
34th annual?
34th annual.
Wow.
Yeah.
But scouting is a lot older than that here in Quincy.
Scouting
right?
is over 100 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the breakfast itself is just a newborn.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I want to give Chuck Phelan and Counselor Paul, I can't think of it now, I lost it in my mind, but Chuck Phelan was one of the original founders as a way of raising funds to help build some cabins down at Camp Massasoit down in Plymouth. That was the original sort of intent for the event.
Of the breakfast itself?
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
it's taken on its
Paul
own
Harold,
life.
there you go.
Oh, the senator,
Counselor Harold,
state senator.
exactly.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Glad you thought of that.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And so the two of them started it, and it's been running ever since.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How long have you yourself been involved?
19 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were just a kid.
Exactly. Just starting out as a leader, and sort of got the invite that said, "Hey, can you bring some scouts?" And we had a great breakfast and a good time with the mayor, and we just saw the power of the event and the opportunity for the kids to feel special about being a scout, and be sort of doing their civic duty, and it was just good all around.
Tell me about scouting in Quincy, Ray, in general.
Sure.
How many are there? How many troops are there?
Yeah, we are unfortunately down to 2 troops in Quincy, 42, which has most of Quincy Center and to the north, and Troop 6, which has Howes Neck.
Okay.
Yeah, those are both very strong. They've survived, unfortunately, the abuse that COVID brought to most units. It was hard to hold on through that storm, but 6 and 42 have. And then there are various Girl Scout troops as well around the city. They're a little smaller and a little more segmented. But Scouting, I believe, has over 350 youth involved in it throughout the city.
And all age ranges, right?
All ages as young as 5,
Yeah.
sort of kindergarten, all the way through to 21 years of age.
Okay.
Yeah.
And different levels in that range, right?
Correct.
Of
Yeah, there's the
scouting.
Cub Scouting program, which is fundamentally elementary school, takes them to about 5th grade. And then the traditional Scouts BSA program takes them
Boy Scouts
from
of America.
Boy Scouts
Yep.
of America
Okay.
takes them from 5th to 18 years of age. The Girl Scouts have various programs within that age range as well. And then there's also the venturing program, which takes them all the way to 21
Okay.
years of age.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there can be girls in Boy Scouts, but not boys and Girl Scouts.
Not Boys and Girl Scouts, correct.
Okay. How does that work? Can you explain that for me, please?
Well, you know, the Girl Scouts were started as a girl alternative to the sort of mono-gender Boy Scouts of America. And there was the traditional Boy Scouts of America, and then the Boy Scouts of America realized they were missing some of the older age groups, so they started a program called Explorers. And then they realized they were missing some of the younger kids that want to get involved earlier, so they started Cub Scouts, which is that elementary school age. The Girl Scouts have stayed true to their original motto, which is sort of girls only, which is fine. I totally respect that model. And then about 5 years ago, the Boy Scouts of America decided that it was time to introduce girls beyond the older Scouts program, because the Venturing and Explorers program has always been co-ed, but they decided, the Boy Scouts, to bring in girls. We really found that the girls were looking for more high adventure kinds of things than what the Girl Scouts were offering. And so they opened up to girls first in Cub Scouting, and then into the traditional Scouts BSA program.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And how many girls are in Quincy Boy Scouts, do you know, roughly?
I'd say 25.
Oh, really? Okay.
Would be my guess.
All right.
Yeah,
And
20, 25.
In all
In
ages?
both the 42
Yeah.
and 6.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. And again, no Boys and Girl Scouts.
No Boys and Girl Scouts.
Okay.
Nope. Yep. They're monogender.
Okay.
As they say.
The breakfast, though, is for all Scouts, right?
It's for all Scouts.
Yeah.
Yep. And Mayor Tom Koch came to me earlier this year and said, you know, I would like to make some changes to the breakfast event. I want to make sure that all of the proceeds benefit Quincy Scouts. And
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls,
Okay.
exactly. So we created the Quincy Friends of Scouting and got it 501c3 status, nonprofit, so that everybody could benefit tax-wise from their donations.
Sure.
And then we built a website, qfos.org, and we have a grant program up there for individuals as well as for units, regardless of what program they're in, so that any scout who has an economic obstacle to participating in scouting, fundamentally, probably the most common is summer camp. You know, summer camp has gotten to be more and more expensive, understandably. And, you know, my heart breaks for some families that we have that have 3 kids in scouting. So we applaud them for that. But when it gets to summer camp, they go, Ray, it's $1,800 for me to send my 3 kids to summer camp. I just can't do it.
Sure, sure.
So they're in that awkward position of choosing which child gets to go.
Yeah.
And for us, that's the epitome of we don't want that.
Okay.
So they can apply to Quincy Friends of Scouting for a grant
Okay.
to help them with the cost of sending their kids to summer camp, or to a week of leadership camp, or a week of high adventure camp, something that really gets them to benefit from the program and help eliminate the economic obstacles of doing that.
This is all new. This Quincy
Yeah.
Friends of Scouting is all new, right?
We actually incorporated about 10 years ago.
Okay.
But we didn't have our 501c3 status,
Okay.
and we were there really as a chartering organization to be the governing body for these Boy Scout units in Quincy.
Okay.
But now, through the leadership of Mayor Koch, we've opened it up and expanded it, and we now support the Girl Scout programs as well as the Boy Scout programs.
So who are the Friends of Scouting in Quincy, right?
Yeah, the Quincy Friends of Scouting is really just a collection of moms and dads that have benefited from the Scouting program. I think all of them have had youth go through the program.
Sure.
They've seen the benefits. They've seen how it has transformed and molded their children to be the best that they can be, and they want to ensure that that continues on, that this will be our legacy, that you know, hundreds of kids, thousands of kids after us have benefited from the Scouting program.
Yeah. Is there a governmental structure to the Friends? You have a board and a chairman?
A board, yep, and directors of the individual teams.
Okay.
Right now, I believe we only have 6 members.
Okay.
I'm the chair.
Okay.
Ms. Elise Baker Boncaldo
Yep.
is the president. Mr. Raymond Chung from PricewaterhouseCoopers is our treasurer. He's one of our Eagle Scouts from 20 years ago. Amazing young man. Mr. Mike Leach, Miss Lisa Moy from Granite Telecom, and Lisa Rose, scouting mom
Okay.
from the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you need more friends?
We always need
do?
more friends.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
How does one become a friend of Scouting?
I would say contact me,
Okay.
Ray at qfos.org.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. How does one become a scout in Quincy, Ray?
Beascout.org.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very easy.
There's a website for everything.
There's a website for everything, truly.
Okay.
Truly. And if you go to beascout.org, the minute you type in 02169 as your zip code,
Yes.
it'll show you, you can either join 6 on the neck or 42 in central Quincy, or if you're a girl and you want to join Girl Scouting, I would say contact me, Ray at qfos.org. We haven't gotten the Girl Scout joining link up on the website
All right,
yet.
but you can direct them.
We can direct them happily.
So let's talk about the breakfast.
Yeah, sure.
If we can. Where is it? When is it? What's going to happen?
The breakfast is at Granite Links. You know, can't say enough about the O'Connell family for their support over the years. We've been at Granite Links for more than 10 years now, and so it'll be there Thursday, November 10th at 7:30. And every year we sit down with the mayor and say, who would you like to recognize? We kind of do a little back and forth about who do we think epitomizes the values of scouting, who has been a leader in the community. Traditionally, the model is 2 people. We typically pick somebody in the private sector and somebody in the public sector.
Oh, okay.
Occasionally we do a third, and this year there was sort of extenuating circumstances with the pandemic, and we really thought that Leo deserved to be recognized for his leadership during the pandemic, between inoculating his employees at the restaurant and providing that service to the community, his financial support of his employees during a really difficult economic time, we thought was just above and beyond.
So
And
Leo
we won.
Keka from Alba.
Correct.
In Quincy
Correct.
Center.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's sort of the third. We just couldn't go through the year without recognizing his amazing leadership.
He's winning the Granite Pillar
The Granite Pillar Award.
Award.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that a new creation?
It is one that we pull out occasionally for that reason.
Okay.
For someone that sort of goes above and beyond, or that has sort of done. It's analogous to sort of a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Okay.
That they are pillars in the community.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That we can all look to and say, how Leo runs his business and how he runs his life is a great role model for many of us.
Okay.
And we should seriously consider him as a pillar of the community.
Who are the Good Scout Award recipients
The
this
Good
year?
Scout Award recipients, Dave Murph definitely jumped out at me because through all of this, he has continued to be an amazing supporter of Scouting. He's supported numerous Eagle projects and provided his staff and resources to help these kids really make a difference in the community.
The Commissioner of Natural Resources.
The Commissioner of
here in
Natural
Quincy, yeah.
Resources, exactly.
Okay.
It just happens coincidentally that we've had a lot of kids that wanted to benefit Parks and Rec, because we say to them, you know, what is the benefiting agency? Is it a church? Is it a school? Is it a department within the city? We've had a number that wanted to benefit veterans, and we work with George Bouchard, who's been phenomenal. But we've done more projects with Dave, and Dave's been a huge supporter.
And when you say a project, Ray, is this an Eagle Scout project?
An Eagle Scout project, typically, yep.
Okay.
The Venturers also have a project in order to earn their highest award. It's called the Summit Award.
Oh.
And they would be 20 years old, typically.
Older kids, okay.
Older kids, and we continue to have projects that we're doing
Okay.
with them. So I think a classic that people can relate to, if you've been around the Parks and Rec building at all and along the side of Blacks Creek, Leo He is a scout who his Eagle project was 14 tractor trailer loads of bark mulch and rebuilding and reclaiming the hiking trail or walking trail that goes from Southern Artery all the way out to the boat launch in Blacks Creek.
Okay.
And the response has been phenomenal as we were out there for weekends after weekends. People walking by go, oh my God, what a difference.
Sure, okay.
Yeah. You can enjoy the creek visually. The path is widened. All of the brush that was encroaching and trash that was really inhibiting people
Yes.
from using the trail is now gone.
Nice, nice.
And Lee also did a lot of signage. So when you're back there, you know, oh, this little trail takes you to the backstop. If you go down this trail, it'll take you to the boat launch,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
That's great. Thank you, Leo. Very
Yeah,
nice job.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Leo did an amazing job.
Super.
16 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was his own project manager.
Really?
In partnership with Parks and Rec.
Very nice.
Yeah, so we've had a great partnership with Dave, and Mike Casanelli is sort of one of his right-hand men as a project manager, and Mike's been phenomenal as a partner with Scouting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the public sector recipient.
That's the
right?
public
Yeah.
sector, correct.
How
yeah.
about the private sector?
John Miller is the new CEO at Quincy Credit Union. John's a great guy, new to the community.
Oh, okay.
So he's been here a couple of years, and a very young guy, but really lives his life in a way that we like. Great values, great leadership skills, and the credit union is ecstatic to have him, and he is really building that brand and building them as a member of the community instead of just a financial transaction institution, if you will. So we were very excited about that, and when we approached him and said, we'd like to honor you for the work that you're doing in turning this into something other than just a financial transaction institution, really a member of the community, he was ecstatic as well. So we're glad to have him as an honoree.
Nice, nice. So how will the actual morning go, Ray? You know, if you could talk about the
Sure.
the process
You know,
and-
classic Scouting flag ceremony. You gotta have
okay.
a flag ceremony,
All right.
presentation of the flags.
Yeah.
And the Scouts parade through. We'll do the oath and law and that sort of thing. The Quincy Chorus is coming.
Oh, nice.
And doing a couple of pieces, patriotic pieces for us to get the morning started. Then they'll be having a buffet breakfast.
Okay.
We'll have probably 2 or 3, depending on how time permits. Scouts will speak about their experience in Scouting and how it's made a difference in their lives, help them to become who they are. And then we'll recognize the honorees in the order that I've listed there. John Miller first, Dave Murph, and then Leo Keka for his Granite Pillar Award. And then people will be on their way.
Right.
We start promptly at 8 and end promptly at 9.
Oh, all right.
So we
Okay.
recommend that you come at 7:30 to have a
Yes.
chance to check in, get your name badge, get your table, grab whatever food you'd like,
Okay.
and then we'll be on our way.
Well, it's a work and school day, right?
It is a work and school day. It is a highlight for the kids to go to school.
I am sure.
With a letter from the mayor that
Yeah.
says, please excuse their tardiness. We had breakfast together. I think it's a badge of honor. They're ecstatic about that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
More than anything. But it's a real feel-good event. It's a great way to start the day. And if you don't go to work or go to school that day after that event without feeling good about where we are in our community, then there's something wrong. Yeah.
Well, you are a very passionate supporter of Scouting
I am.
for a very long time.
I've seen it make a huge difference in thousands of kids' lives.
Yes,
So
yeah.
the proof's in the pudding.
It's absolutely true. And were you a Scout yourself?
I was, yeah. I actually grew up in Maine, in Lewiston, Maine.
Okay.
And so I was a scout up there in Troop 116, Holy Cross.
Do you still keep in touch?
I do.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You just forge those bonds and you never forget. And there's some old scouters up there who are doing similar things to what we're doing down here. And so we sort of share notes and say what's successful for you and what's not. But once I moved down here to go to college and started having my own family and married a Quincy girl and settled down here, I just fell in love with Quincy, and Scouting was just a great vehicle for me to get engaged in the community and to sort of pay it forward and make a difference.
Yeah. So I
myself.
know that you're carrying your son's passion
Yeah, thank you.
for Scouting through, and the children that you deal with every day.
Absolutely. He inspires me.
Yeah.
Yep,
I'm
keeps
sure.
me moving forward. Thank you for that.
Sure. Anything else we should let folks know about right now, about the breakfast or about Scouting in
Just
general?
that it is open to everyone, to businesses as well as individuals.
Yep.
If you go to the website, www.QFOS, Quincy Friends of Scouting, QFOS.org, there is the opportunity for individual tickets. They're only $75.
Okay.
And all of the proceeds go towards benefiting Scouts, girls and boys, here in Quincy.
Okay. And can you get tickets that day, do you think? At that morning?
I think we're shutting it off the week before.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So
get
please,
them now.
Get them now.
All
Get
right.
them now. Yeah.
And about how much do you hope to raise, Ray?
We're hoping to raise about 20,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it'll be good to be back in person,
Exactly. Yeah.
and for the kids as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great to talk to you. Thanks for coming by.
Always good, Joe. Thank you so much for your support.
It's our pleasure.
All right.
And thank you for watching us here at AM Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Please join us again next time.